Yo, what's going on, fellas? How are you doing on this great Thursday morning? We look to keep the good times rolling. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us here on this morning where you get to enjoy your sports and enjoy your sports betting. We'll, of course, make sure we recap the highs and lows from yesterday, then dive on into today's MLB action live at 11 a.m. Eastern Time with myself and the Hockey Squirrel on today's episode of the Payoff Pitch, where, of course, we give you guys our favorite underdog of the day. We give you guys our favorite just best bet of the day. What about our favorite parlay of the day? What about some pitching props and maybe even some hitting props? Get it all on the Payoff Pitch live at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So let's go ahead and throw that recap up, though, from yesterday where Nebraska's told us in the comments section, he said, I want to ring that cash register on Thursday morning's show. Well, let's go ahead and do that as we pull in profit on tennis, profit on baseball, overall, plus 0.91 units. Ching! Love to hear that sound right there. What about Sofalin plus 5.5 games? He goes ahead and gets it done. In fact, he ends up winning the match. It took a while to go ahead and get that play. It felt like when we put that play in, like Monday or Tuesday, so much rain delays going on at Wimbledon. It's taken a while to get to the completion of these matches. But hey, as long as they end in a cash, that's all we care about. And that's what happened with my man as he ends up covering the 5.5 games as, of course, he wins the match. So the next one right there at over 3.5 sets parlay, we got one leg to hit and one leg did not hit. And the reason I put the frustration face up is just because of the rain delay. Just because of the rain delay, the leg that did not hit, that was in the Grykspor match. He was going up against the Hungarian there that can't quite fully pronounce his name. But, you know, they played a set. And then a rain delay hit. They played a few games, a rain delay hit. They played about 7 or 8 games, completed a second set, then a rain delay hit. That match had 4 rain delays in it. And a match when you think it's going to be a competitive, look, the over-under was at 40.5 games. You cannot hit the over. It's mathematically impossible to hit the over without going to a 4 set. So everybody thought it was going to be a nice competitive match. It's just the rain delay prevented the ebbs and flows, and instead it was just all flow because, you know, the Hungarians were able to just buckle down and not allow the ebbs and flow, the fatigue that you get in tennis, which is where you really get some of these back and forth in the scores is through the fatigues and the ups and downs. Yeah, unfortunately, the rain delay just, prevented that from happening. And then, he wins in a straight set. So really unfortunate right there. We did bounce back, though, in a good money line parlay, though. Cherendola and Eubanks get it done. Relatively easy for both of them. So that was profit in tennis. And then we also secured profit in baseball. How about Sandoval under 17.5 outs? That one felt good. If you were following that along, the Padres weren't getting to him. We were actually relatively dialed in on that game on the payoff pitch. I gave out Padres, of course, on the run line. I gave out Sandoval over 2.5 walks at plus money. He ended up walking 4 batters. That's really just a good angle. I mean, we got to cash in that, but that was also a good angle because the Padres see a lot of pitches per plate appearance. They draw a lot of walks. Sandoval's a little wild with his control. We, of course, go under the outs as well. The only one that didn't hit that we correctly laid off was that Padres on the F5 team total, and that gets back to what I was going to say there about the under 17.5 outs that hit. Is they weren't getting to him a lot of damage. It was just a little bit of like working the pitch count up. But you knew in the 6th inning he wasn't going to go back out there because we've seen it on other times that, the handedness of the batter certainly matters. Well, in the 6th inning, he had a righty, and a righty come up. He was starting to get hit. He was around about 80 or so pitches. They weren't going to bring him out. And again, why also do we love him staying under 17.5 outs? What do the Angels do today? Who do they play? Nobody. So, of course, he's going to go to the bullpen. You could burn all the arms of the bullpen yesterday and give everybody all, today to recover, and then you're fine for your weekend series that starts on Friday. So, Sandoval comes home under 17.5 outs. Justin Steele over 5.5 Ks, misses on the hook, as you can see right there. Was generally struggling to pick up strikeouts and really get into a groove. It was, maybe one here, one there. I don't think he got any in the 3rd inning. Then he did pick up a couple and get us on the hook and, maybe think that he can go ahead and do it. But then he doesn't pitch anymore in that game, so he ends there with 5 Ks. Came right back with that Astros F5 team total. That was a bet that I hit the F5 team, we hit the F5 team total. Some of you came along and said, well, I see it at 3.5. I said, well, you can go ahead and do that, or you can pivot maybe to Astros money line to the team total of over 4.5. That hit. Didn't matter what you did. I gave out an official play, a couple leans, everything cashed in that one as the Astros jumped all over Chase Anderson and won that game 6-4. Tigers on the run line. Holy hell. Did they get blown out by the Athletics 12-3? maybe you could sit there and say a little bit unfortunate. Maybe you got to. The Athletics seem to, if I recall back in my memory, have burned us a little bit more times than not, because they seem to be a team that will say, hey, we're going to throw ahead and throw Waddlechuck out as a starter. And then they seem to be bumping in the opener, which we know is really will benefit Waddlechuck in that situation. So the Athletics are being really sneaky and making late decisions on changing the starters. So that may give you pause, in the future in terms of fading the Athletics. You're not getting the matchups that you think. That being said, they lose 12-3. Obviously, they didn't pitch a good game. Rodriguez didn't, the Tigers starter. So that game was over. But again, Athletics making that pitching change certainly didn't help in its own right. But yeah, Rodriguez pitched like shit. Athletics get 12 runs, and that game's over. Marlins team total, though, bounce back. Remember, we were waiting for confirmation on Steven Matz. We got even a better confirmation from the sports books once it came out is no Steven Matz, but Liberatore, and he's worse than Steven Matz. Talked about how the Marlins are hitting left-handers. They should jump all over him. Hell, they got 4 runs in the first inning to get you immediately on the hook. And then here's in a dream scenario. They're going to tack on some amount of more runs and go ahead and get up over that 4 total. Some of you told me you got 4.5. It didn't matter. Obviously, that one cashed. 10-9 was the final score in that game. So good high-scoring game that easily cashes it over. So again, profit in tennis, profit in baseball. Hit that cash register at plus 0.91 units. Clawing back after putting money in your pocket on Tuesday, money in your pocket on Wednesday. I'll look forward to sitting here tomorrow and having a nice 3-day win streak. We did spend a little bit of arbitrage money. We did a 3-legged parlay of Astros, Tigers, Padres. Obviously, Tigers didn't quite get it done, so that's how we dropped $12.06. Let's jump on into this comment section. It is a NRFI day, fellas. You can see I've got the shirt on. You guys know what NRFI Nation is. It's 6 ounce to glory. There's a NRFI on the board worth betting. Drop it in the comment section. Let me know, what do you guys think is the best NRFI of the day? Of course, I'll tell you on the payoff pitch in the 6th inning what I think is the best NRFI of the day, and I think it's so good, I went ahead and put my cash behind it and would encourage you guys to do the same. And we'll talk about that one on the payoff pitch here at the top of the hour. Comment section, Nebraska. Ringing it, dog. What's up, man? Loved your positive vibes yesterday. I think that really, just pushes us. And we always talk about these sports picks and or these bets and how much of a grind they are and how sweaty they are. Need everybody pulling in the same direction. Appreciate you, man. DeGent, what's up, dog? I've been killing it at Wimbledon. Well, the rain delays have hurt it. When we sit here and do the recap tomorrow, I'll probably end up complaining a little bit about the rain delay again. But we're in a nice little position today. We've got a couple money line parlays, in progress. We picked up a good plus money cash already this morning. So to see if we can't keep it rolling. What's up, Tyler? What's up, man? You've been looking at UFC? Shit, I think that's music to everybody's ears and certainly gets us all excited as you're on a 2-0 heater here. Anybody would like a plus 300 moneyline parlay? Shit, who doesn't, dog? Who doesn't? I want it. Hopefully it's like 2-ish legs. I would personally be nervous, but doesn't mean I haven't played a 3-legged parlay before. Hell, I've played a 13-leg parlay. So if you got confidence on it, and we know your justification's been spot on the last few weeks, so if you're feeling it, you like it, hey, let us know. I assume it's over the weekend, so you probably got a little bit more time to consider it, but maybe we also don't want the odds to go, worsen. So I don't know. If you got it, fire it away. Best bet alert. Hell yeah. What was my best bet yesterday? Did it hit? What was the best bet yesterday? Oh, it was Astros. Wasn't it the Astros game? Or was it the Tigers game? I don't know, but my pitching props, my leans, man, one of these days, and I've been playing a little bit more high volume here lately. I've been playing a little bit more of the leans that are on payoff pitch. I like Seth Lugo over, 4.5 Ks at plus 110. Hell, he hit that easy yesterday. He got 6 Ks, so best bet alert. I don't remember if I was on the Astros or Tigers, so can't remember if I was successful or not on the best bet yesterday. I think it was the Astros. I think it was the Astros, but let's have another great day, Brian. Let's see if we can't make it 3 in a row. 3 in a row. Let's go. Let's do it. Hell yeah. People want that plus 300. Oh, shit. We got the Pirates NRFI. I can't get there. I'm actually going to give out my NRFI of the day, and then I'm also going to give out a few teams I can score first. I will tell you, Nebraska, that Oviedo there of the Dodgers, that's one of the teams I got flagged that can probably score in the first inning. Oviedo's given up 16 earned runs in his 17 starts. He allows teams to hit 338 off of him in the first inning with a 1.88 whip. Pirates game may certainly have a NRFI, but that doesn't look good on paper, so I didn't bet the Pirates NRFI. That is not the NRFI of the day. Yes, sir. NRFI of the day. And then I'm also going to finish this show, and to kind of help you guys on knowing which one it is, it's an afternoon game. So the plan is to hang out on YouTube and watch the NRFI and sweat 6 scores. I don't want to sit here and sweat this shit all out by myself. Come on, guys. Come on, sweat it out with me. It's a great day for a NRFI. Great day for a NRFI. Ain't a parlay. All right, what do we got here? Let's look it up. Let's see what we got here. We got Dricus Duplessis. Wow, what are these names? Are these 3 names or are these 2 guys, Tyler? I'm so goddamn confused. I don't even know what the hell this shit is. I'm so confused. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what this play is. Where is UFC? Here we go. All right, let's see what we got here, fellas. I'm just on DraftKings. Obviously, I'm not price shopping. Hopefully, the 300 is on DraftKings. Will make my life a little bit easier. All right, here. Circus Duplessis. Okay, so that's one guy's name. Oh, this is just... Oh, I read it earlier as you were giving us a money line parlay. You said money line play. Okay, so that's me interpreting. Are we putting... what do we put? Whole unit? I know plus 300. Sometimes people like to dial back, even myself included. Is this a half unit play? Are we doing a full unit play? Like, what the hell are we doing here? I do see him at plus 300 on DraftKings. I'm hoping you don't say a full unit because DraftKings ain't going to let me get down a full unit on plus 300 odds. I already know how they limit my ass. That ain't going to happen. But let me know what's the how much we putting down on it. Ryan thinks we're doing Cards, Marlins. Nah, both teams are smoking hot right now versus right-handed pitching. I know Yuri Perez is a guy that we have backed. He got rocked by the Braves, obviously, in his last start. Just like the Rays are really good versus right-handers, so are the Cardinals. So you can make a good pace that I certainly expect him to have a better outing than last time. Hell, he only got 1 out and gave up 6 earned runs, but it's on the paper for him to have a rough outing. Then Jack Flaherty should also have another rough outing because the Marlins just remain a really top team versus right-handed pitching and left-handed pitching, to be fair. It's the reason why we're on that team total. So can't quite get there on Cards, Marlins, and I also like the over in Red Sox, Rangers. So games in which I like the over, obviously I'm generally not going to like the NRFI. You got Red Sox and Rangers both sitting in the top 10 and hitting right-handers. Rangers have been one of the top teams all season long. I can't quite get there on that one. Rays, Phillies is also not the answer, but I think that was also another good candidate, though. I do think that is a good one. I do think that was a good one. So, all right, nobody guessed it. Well, yeah, I narrowed it down, though. Hell, you know it's an afternoon game because I already said we want to hang. You know when I have to go get my son. So you're either talking Reds, Nats, Athletics, Tigers, Cubs, Brewers. That's it, because then the other ones fall in the afternoon, and then I have to grab my son, and it becomes family time, and yada, 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 yada. Other books have it, yes. For other books have it yet also. Other books have it also. What are we putting on here? What's the unit? Are we what's the? I just need to know the unit amount. Are we dropping a full unit on plus 300? Is that? I mean, if that's the amount of confidence you have, I'm not trying to talk you off a full unit play. If you're like, dog, I love this, and yeah, it's a full unit play. This is a chance to get a nice good 3-1 cash. I'm just asking because I know, like I said, myself included, people will dial back the unit amount as you get usually above about 225, 250 or so. You start to dial it back, but let me know. Let me know we're cooking up. We got a few minutes here to hang before we got to bounce. It was a good day yesterday. You could also maybe look to take. Let me look here for a second. Let's go to game props. There's some ones in that Rangers. Yeah, Rangers, Red Sox, over 18.5 hits, minus 105. Boy, I really like that. Two teams that are absolutely smoking right now, as I said. Both of them in the top 10. Boston's bullpen opponent's batting average is 284. Rangers is 263. That ranks 18th and 25th, respectively, in the MLB. I bet that over hits. It's going to be a good day, fellas. Let's get it. Let's absolutely get it, boys. All right, he says full unit. Oh, shit, we're putting a full unit on it. Well, let me see if I can get down a full unit. I'd be surprised, but I can try. Oh, wow, they actually let me get down a full unit. Is that because I'm new to betting UFC? And you guys don't know that I'm a sharp at UFC? They don't know I'm a UFC pro yet. All right, let me get down a full unit. All right, Tyler. We'll look for some justification just so we can have it for Friday's show and we can have some form of justification. So if you don't mind, send that on over. But full unit play on whatever the hell this guy's name is, Dricus Duplessis. And you can laugh at me as I try and butcher that guy's pronouncing. But we're all in, Tyler. We love a good 3-1 play. Appreciate it. Win or lose, we all appreciate the play. We all appreciate the time. We all appreciate you, appreciate the time, quite frankly, to look it over. So, all right, 3-1 on some guy I have no idea. What only question is 10:15. Yeah, I'll be in bed. Shit. Actually, Saturday night, I might be awake. That may keep me awake, actually, so I can enjoy the sweat. I don't know how the hell you watch this stuff. Is this stuff like pay-per-view? I don't even know how you watch it. Is UFC on pay-per-view, or is it on, like Fox or ESPN or something? I don't even know how to watch it. I'll hit you up on Twitter like you've been doing. Sweet. Wonder if the Squirrel was on them A's yesterday. He said no, remember? He said no. He was not on the A's. I'm telling you right now, they're being crafty with how they're changing their starters. We got burned on that with another pitcher recently with the A's. They did it. It wasn't. I wouldn't say we got totally screwed. It certainly didn't help. But the Athletics getting 12 runs, you're probably going to lose that bet regardless. But like I said, admittedly, it didn't help. But there was another recent starter. I definitely. It wasn't the Hogan. Oh, it was the Hogan Harris one. The same shit they're throwing today. The left-hander Hogan Harris. Yeah, it was Hogan Harris. The same shit today. So I don't even believe that Hogan Harris may be the starter. And I love these teams that are doing it because the first inning is just as important in the eighth inning. And you want your high-leverage bullpen guys going up against the best. Well, the best is obviously generally 1 through 4, maybe 1 through 5. So, yeah, why not bump the starter to the second inning and throw one of your best high-leverage arms in the first inning? I don't understand why more teams don't do it. I love this strategy. Makes total sense. It's pay-per-view. Okay. No, you don't need to worry about getting me a stream. I appreciate it. I mean, unless you have one, I'll take it. But I don't even know if I'll be awake. But, yeah, maybe that'll keep me awake and give me something. All right, let's go find ourselves a Hockey Squirrel. We've got under a minute till the start of the payoff pitch, so I'm going to go find him. Keep it rolling, boys. Let's keep it rolling. All right, hang tight. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome on into the Thursday episode here of the Payoff Pitch, where we're live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time with myself and the Hockey Squirrel, powered by Bet Openly, fantastic sports book. Jump on over there where you win more and lose less with Bet Openly. We're going to give you guys our favorite underdog today. We're going to give you guys our favorite long shot today. We're going to give you guys our favorite parlay of the day. What's our favorite just best bet of the day? Let's get our Hockey Squirrel here. The software didn't pull them in properly. So, hey, There he is. And those were the bets yesterday that turned a little bit of profit. We don't need those anymore, though. And get that Tigers run line off the screen. Who the hell took Tigers run line? What idiot would take Tigers run line? What's up, Squirrel? Back inside today, I see. What's up?
Yeah, I turned a little bit of a profit myself yesterday with 3.6 units after, dude, I don't know. I think I had 20 bets, something like that. WNBA, I had NBA Summer League.
NBA Summer League. I love it, Squirrel.
Hey, if you got an edge.
Well, listen, there's an edge.
A lot of the stuff I gave out on the show won yesterday, dude. The WNBA game I gave out, either one it was, I won both of them. It was Phoenix Mercury plus 15, I think. The Dallas Wings won as well. I had said you missed a full point on that, but there was no worries there. So either one of those won. That Chase Anderson went under 3.5.
All that.
I think there was another pitcher prop that went over. Can't remember.
Let's keep it rolling.
Mets won it. Mets won it in the ninth, down to the last strike. Here's the one that really pissed me off, though. Even though I had a winning day, it was the St. Louis Cardinals. Did you see the ninth inning of the game, or what happened?
I just saw the headline that sucked about an error or something. But yeah, elaborate.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Sounds brutal.
Okay.
I love a good bad beat as long as they're not on me. It's like story-wise.
Here's how it is, right? Top of the ninth inning, there's a guy on first. Cardinals are at bat. 2 outs, 2 strikes. Dude jacks a 2-run homer to take the lead 9-8.
Love it.
So then we go to the bottom of the ninth. All you need is 3 outs to win the game.
3 outs to glory. No. Simple, right? 3 outs to glory.
I think there was a guy on second and third with 1 out, something like that. Anyway, the batter hits just this chopper, like a ground, there's a soft ground ball back to the pitcher. The pitcher picks up the ball, turns to first base, and just throws it like 10 feet over the guy's head, and it went into the outfield, and that was the game. So
it's shocking how you see that more times than not, and it's just maddening how that happens with a pitcher. Obviously, like, dude, you throw it 60 feet.
I'm like, okay, so we see this box, on TV, and you can hit that consistently over and over and over, like 20, 30, 40 times, and then you turn around and it's like playing catch in the backyard with your son, right? All you have to do is just lob it to the guy. But no,
that's the problem. No, that's the problem. I think you'd be a bad pitching coach. That's the problem. They do try and lob it. They try and take it. I would just do like a slow fastball. Keep the same motion. They all try to do this lob shit, and that's what happens. Whee! Lobs it right over. That's what happens.
It rainbowed. It was terrible. So yeah, I mean, that's just a frustrating way to lose. Like, even though I had a winning night, it was like I saw that, and I'm like, I just got screwed so bad.
At least that was. Maybe like in the middle of the night, so you still piled on more wins on top of that, so you get to overcome that shitty feeling. So good. All right, well, you had a good day, winning over 3 units. You'll love to see that right there. Again, I've turned a little bit of a profit yesterday, almost a unit, but a little bit of that was helped out also with turning a profit in tennis. So, all right, well, let's look forward to seeing what you got cooked up for us today then. So without further ado, let's just jump on into it, where we take a round of bases. Cool. We can take a couple of games, break them down. Oh, by the way, everybody's burning to know in the comment section, I'm sure, if I hop on in it. Are we using new cell phone? Other cell phone got burnt to shit? What are we doing over here? What are we on? What's the status of your cell phone?
I've never seen that happen. It's fine. I just let it sit on the counter for a while. But I took a screenshot. I don't have my phone near me, but it said something like, your phone's overheating, and the only thing until it cools down, all you can do is make emergency calls.
Yeah. I've had that when I take my phone to the beach. That's the only place I've ever occurred that is, you're on the beach and
Yeah, I was outside sitting in the sun and doing the podcast for a half hour. I don't know. I don't normally use my cell phone for that, but geez, yeah, the thing felt like a hot pan. If you were to be cooking and you grabbed a hot pan, the thing was hot.
Right.
So
I hear that. I heard that. All right, let's jump on into it, Squirrel. Let's go ahead and get some of your bets today. Let's do around the bases. What do you want to kick it off with?
Well, this one's maybe a little bit interesting. We saw a Mets and Diamondbacks game that was low scoring last night. It was 1-0 going into the ninth, finished 2-1. So nothing crazy in terms of runs, but I think the over 10 today is where I'm going to go. It is a high total. 11 runs is a lot. But you have Ryan Nelson and I am dropping the other one, Carlos Carrasco. And I don't think that they're too terribly great. And it looks like the Diamondbacks offense has been considerably better than the Mets. In recent, whether it's 30 days or 14 days, I'm pretty sure that, they've been bringing in more runs and the averages have been a lot better for the Diamondbacks. But that was just one that I keyed in on for an over 10. I do have an under that is a high total as well today, but we'll get to that one after you give me your game.
Yeah, let's talk about round of bases. I may have a little bit of a theme here of liking the over and obviously then maybe liking the underdog, but probably just liking the over more rather than trying to maybe predict a winner. I think you can look at this Reds and Nationals game, a little uncertain on why the Reds would be an underdog. You get two left-handers on the mound, which obviously plays in the strength of why you would like an over, because that's what the Nationals do better is hit left-handers, although they've been good against right-handers. But yeah, they've certainly been better against the left-handers. Both of these offenses are in the top 10 versus left-handers. Nothing scares me with Mackenzie Gore or Brandon Williamson. Each of them should certainly be giving up a few runs. And then when you move it over to the bullpen, you've got two bullpens below average and one bullpen in the bottom 10. So you've been seeing runs. I think you'll continue to see runs. We've seen the series be electric. You saw the drama there yesterday with De La Cruz and the bat being checked. And obviously all that did was fire him up as he then hits a 2-run home run. He continued another fantastic night by him. I certainly don't get why the Reds are an underdog, right? We do have the better bullpen with the Reds. Starter, maybe not. Offense could be a wash, but I would certainly take a stab at the plus money of the Reds. But I really just like the over. And you can find 9.5s. There's one book over at FanDuel that's going to give you 9.5. Everybody else is up to 10. So hurry on over to FanDuel if you like it. You can get a 9.5. What's another game for you, Squirrel?
This is my second game, and I'm going to analyze it from the opposite end of looking at under 10. The reason is because I'm hoping that Gore, with his higher strikeout line and just in the game logs, he does historically get a decent amount of strikeouts. So I'm hoping that he can hold the Reds down a bit. Like you said, the bullpens are bad on both sides. I don't trust the bullpens necessarily. Maybe it's something that I would want to move into a first 5, but again, 10 runs is a lot in any game. And last night's game played out pretty much how it would have looked on paper. The Reds got a lot of runs, and the Nationals didn't. And the game went over pretty much purely because of the Reds. I don't think that happens again. And it does look weird that the Reds are plus money, doesn't it?
Yeah,
last night I took the Nationals. I took the Nationals plus 110, and I also had the under yesterday. I think it was 10 as well, or 9.5. I think it was 10 yesterday also. But I'm gonna do the same thing, take the under 10. The difference is that I won't be on the Nationals today. But why you might be getting plus money on the Reds, I think, would only be because of the starting pitcher, Mackenzie Gore, because I couldn't think of another reason. Certainly isn't the offense, and it certainly isn't the bullpen. So unless there's anything I'm missing, but under 10 is mine. So I'll be against you on that one, unfortunately.
Yeah, no reason to be against me. I didn't reveal an unofficial bet from that. I think a nice little pivot was, if you do think Mackenzie Gore can get you some strikeouts and get out of jams, I think he is going to get in jams. What about going to that over hits? Over 17.5 hits at minus 125. You've seen 23, 26, and 15 hits in the first 3 games of this series. You're getting two left-handers. Again, national strength. Maybe go to over 17.5 hits. Stay tuned to the end. See if I worked an official bet from that game on into the show. All right, Rangers, Red Sox, over. Yesterday's game went under. I think it could be a little bit of a zigzag here with maybe the next game going over. You do get two struggling bullpens, both bullpens actually in the bottom 10 right now, and both of them giving up a fair number of hits from an opponent's batting average. It's the Red Sox at 284, and it's the Texas Rangers there at 264 in terms of opponent's batting average. So maybe another one where we like the over 18.5 hits, which was able to get a cash yesterday at 19 hits, but the number was at 17.5. Hey, we've bumped it up a number today because you get Eovaldi and Crawford on the mound. Hell, Crawford's outsprots at 15.5. He's not going to lose that far. We know how good these offenses are. Both of them are in the top 10 versus right-handers. Red Sox are really on fire versus right-handers, hitting 295. So of the two better starters, you're getting more of the hotter offense, even though the Rangers, again, they still rank in the top 10. Perhaps perhaps over 18.5 hits, minus 105 if you're scared off with the over 10, because even games that come out, I mean, when you get in his bullpens, it's just hard. You see a guy for 3 outs and then he's done. So perhaps over 18.5 hits could be the way into that game. Like that one. All right, it's time to shut up and pitch and give these guys some pitching props with the guys that are on the mound today. Who do you have?
3 possibilities, and 2 of these guys. Okay, I'm going to talk about Tanner Beebe going against the Royals. If you look at Julio Urias from his last outing, he went against the Royals and only came out with 2 strikeouts. I have Tanner Beebe expected for 5.5 with a line of 6.5. I can get under at minus 116, it looks like, at FanDuel. And I know that that's not like the greatest look, right? I mean, because it is the Royals and because they strike out as much as the Royals do, you're like, you want to immediately take an over. But asking for 7 from Tanner Beebe, is that realistic? I don't know. I'm going to take under 6.5 at minus 116 for Tanner Beebe there. Urias, however, just because he had a bad outing, do I expect him to do it again? Not really. This projection I have at 6, his line's 5.5, and I'm getting plus money. It'll be against the Pirates, who are fairly middle of the road in terms of striking out. They're not horrible, but they're not like super good as well, in terms of low strikeout percentage. So I'll go Julio Urias against the Pirates over 5.5. And the last one I wanted to talk about is actually Hogan Harris. Has not been too bad. His numbers are fairly respectable, even though maybe the team isn't. He's actually put up a decent amount of strikeouts, and his whip ratings and such actually look pretty respectable. I think it was like 1.25 off the top of my head. I think it's probably just disrespect because of the team name. You do have to pay some juice depending on what book you can find. 140, minus 140 to minus 150 for over 3.5 strikeouts. But certainly I think it's too low. I can tell you the projection is about 4.5. And I'm getting 3.5. But
I'm wondering how many strikeouts Wadachuk got yesterday. Obviously, he didn't start, but he eventually came in for a fair number of innings. Just because they're both left-handers is the only reason I'm asking. So Wadachuk gets, let's see.
Sure.
3
Let
Ks.
me go look that up.
3 Ks and 4.1 innings pitched.
Yeah.
Okay.
I certainly don't think it's undoable to get 4 for Hulk Hogan here.
For Hulk Hogan there. I love that right there. Okay. All right. What about Yuri Perez? We've talked about Yuri Perez. We've talked about Yuri Perez mainly from a NRFI perspective, as Marlins are a NRFI team that we like, and Yuri Perez has been one of the guys that's been able to silence the other team. Obviously, coming off a rough start against the Braves, could only get 1 out, 6 earned runs. I like him today to go under 6.5 Ks, which, while he's had a nice start and people want to jump on this guy's rookie season, he stayed under in 7 of 10 starts. Now they go up against the St. Louis Cardinals that are hitting 286, slugging 464, weighted runs created is 128, and they don't strike out versus right-handers at 19.1%. So he may have himself a good outing, but he's going to work his ass off to do so. And I think he'll stay under 6.5 Ks. And then Ryan Nelson of the Diamondbacks, you brought him up. I also think he'll stay under 4.5 Ks. He stayed under in 12 of his 17 starts. Now he gets a Mets team that only strikes out 17.4%. They don't have as great of a hitting numbers as the Cardinals, but they strike out a lot less. And there's always the potential there for the Mets taking on a Ryan Nelson guy that you expect probably going to give up a few-ish runs. I would expect Carrasco to probably also give up a few runs, to be fair, as well. So both of those come in at parlay pieces, though. I would look at maybe trying to find yourself a couple pitchers that you don't think can get the win. I don't think Jordan Lyles will be able to get the win. That's probably not too much of a shocker. So I think he's a good parlay piece for one of those. And then I also think Christopher Sanchez there for the Phillies. The way the Tampa Bay Rays hit left-handers, look for them to establish themselves in this series, and doing so up against the left-hander Sanchez when they actually crush left-handed pitching. Fourth best right now, hitting 350, weighted runs created is 143. I don't think Sanchez of the Phillies is going to be the winning pitcher today. But the main plays are Perez under 6.5 Ks and Ryan Nelson under 4.5 Ks. All right, let's give these guys some long shots today. I don't know if any of your dogs hit yesterday. Obviously, I struggled yesterday to come up with many long shots, but there are a couple today. What do you got?
I think probably just one. It was not a team I would have been on yesterday, and I told you straight up I wouldn't have been. I took them 2 days ago. I'll try them again, and because I think that there's disrespect to Hogan Harris, I will try for the sweep with the Oakland Athletics. They crushed yesterday. 12-3 was the final. I think they won 1-0. The day that I bet them, I think that was in the ninth or 10th inning. I think you'll find probably a lot of people saying, "Oh, the Tigers aren't going to get swept," and yada yada. Probably, probably true. I don't know. I mean, again, like when I bet the Rockies at plus 200 yesterday, I don't go into these things expecting to win, but I do identify them as having value. And at 150 plus 154, that's where I'm at for a long shot today.
Okay, my long shot's just going to be the Reds. I do think they're the best on the board. Remember, this team got 12 wins in a row at one point, so they're not 4-2 rifling
Yeah.
off some sweeps. The Nationals struggle. I think the game goes over. I think it'll be high scoring, but of course, I want the better offense and I want the better bullpen in a tight, high scoring game. So yeah, I think the Reds today plus 105. Keep it rolling. Everything about that team with the energy, just the feel with that team. I can't be plus money. So I like it.
It's going up, just so you know. FanDuel is now plus 110. If you have some offshores, you can find as high as 117 on the Reds.
Oh, for the Reds. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're actually becoming larger dogs, which is insane.
Yeah, maybe then you definitely take the over because you do expect the Nationals to hit Williamson. I can't imagine them not hitting Williamson.
Right.
I just maybe like the over a little bit more. Now I'm seeing more 9.5s out there as I look around. Just before we did the show, FanDuel was the only 9.5, but DraftKings joined them, so those 10s are coming back down to 9.5, which I think you said you'd like the under in that game as well. So maybe that makes sense a little bit with what you're thinking. All right, fifth inning, keep swinging. We did pitching props. What about hitting props now? What do you got?
Well, this is the inning where I give out my WNBA bets, and I've been rolling on them. Yesterday was good as well. Whether you took the Dallas Wings or you took the Phoenix Mercury, they both cashed. Those were large underdogs on the spread at plus 15 apiece. Today we're going to go the other way. We'll take a nice big favorite in the Connecticut Sun minus 9.5. So they need to win by 10 points for the Connecticut Sun in women's NBA.
Okay. All right. Cool. Appreciate that. I'll mention Brandon Belt. We're not going to talk about him, but remember he had that matchup yesterday that we liked up against Lance Lynn. Game got rained out. It resumes. Game one, if you want to do Brandon Belt. He's game one of that doubleheader up against Lance Lynn. What about Jose Ramirez, though? He's 4 for 7 off Jordan Lyles. He hasn't struck out. I really like that aspect of that. So really love Jose Ramirez attack versus Jordan Lyles right there. Benintendi. He's 10 for 27 up against Barrios. So, again, that would be game one between the Blue Jays and the White Sox. You want Benintendi there of the White Sox going up against Barrios. And then Willie Adames there of the Brewers. He's 8 for 15 up against Marcus Stroman. Only has 2 Ks and 15 at-bats. Got a couple home runs as well in those 15 at-bats. Look for Willie Adames to maybe have a nice afternoon up against Dude Man, Stroman, whatever the hell his name is. So those are the guys.
Dude Man.
Sixth inning, it's a steal. And I put the shirt on today there, Squirrel, because I like to give out my NRFI of the day. And today, there is a game worth betting for a NRFI. And I actually hope to hang out with you guys and sweat this thing to 6 ounces of glories. But what's your steal first?
My steal is going to be your long shot. I'm going to say that it is the plus money on the Reds. It's hard to ignore with how much better the offense is because it doesn't come from the bullpens and maybe the perception of Brandon Williamson being garbage. There probably is a starter advantage going to the Nationals, but is it minus 130 good? I don't think so. Probably plus 117. I didn't actually bet this, and I probably won't bet this, but I don't think that there should be an underdog or that much of an underdog. I mean, it should be like even.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. All right, so get those Reds in action today. I will do the NRFI of the day, of course, and then I will circle back and hit you with a few teams that I do think can score in the first inning. But the NRFI of the day, by far, it's Cubs Brewers, and it's 1 p.m. Central Time. 1 p.m. Central Time. So come hang out. Let's sweat 6 ounces of glories right here on this YouTube channel. Cubs Brewers, we like Stroman in the first inning. He's only allowed 2 runs in 18 starts. This guy's been absolutely electric to start games off. A 164 opponent's batting average and a 1.1 whip. numbers we absolutely love backing in the first inning. And then Peralta, 8 runs in 16 starts, a 158 opponent's batting average, so better. And the reason he's given up so many runs is a lot of them came up against a few teams. The Cardinals was one. He gave up 3 runs against them. There was another team I don't quite recall from the research, but he gave up a couple. But that opponent's batting average is lower than what the runs would suggest. So love that. And his whip is at 1.06. So 2 guys that have generally been getting it done in the first inning. NRFI of the day, Cubs Brewers, come along for the ride. It's minus 120 over at Caesars is the best price. As far as teams I think can score first in the first inning, I do think the Blue Jays up against Lance Lynn. I think the Dodgers up against Oviedo. Guardians up against Jordan Lyles. The D-backs up against Carrasco. And the Orioles up against Severino are teams that if you like to do them all, maybe sprinkle a little bit on all those teams because you're generally going to get them all around about plus 200. I think a fair amount of those will come through and you'll be able to turn a profit. But NRFI of the day, 6 House of Glories. Hop on over to YouTube, 1 p.m. Central Time. Sweat out Cubs Brewers with me. We'll have ourselves a little time. All right, 7th inning coming to a stretch. Best bet today. That's what we like to do. This is the best bet, folks. All the cash goes on this play. What is it, Squirrel?
I don't have one that I feel like I would just have to slam, like all my money on. Yesterday, for sure it was that Rockies over, and I'm glad that it hit. That would have been my one bet if I had to only make one. I don't weight or rank my plays in that sense where, I'm like, this is the best play. So I want your opinion on one game that I did bet that could either make sense or might not make sense. I just want to see what you think about it. So this is a game I have not given out yet. Rangers and Red Sox being played at Fenway Park. Is that an over or an under to you at 9.5? Because the starting pitching looks really good. You have Eovaldi and someone I can't think of. But I remember thinking that both starters were good, but I do like both offenses, especially, and everybody knows the Texas Rangers, yada, yada, and it's being played at Fenway Park. So this led me to an over 9.5. So if you're going to root for runs, you might want to look there. But I thought the over 9.5 was a good look there. And the ballpark is one that contributes to overs a lot as well. So, maybe not the best play of the entire day, like lock, slam, dunk, get your whole bankroll on it. Not that you ever should, but
Done.
There you go.
All of it. All the cash is on that over there in Fenway today.
Every penny.
Hell yeah. Empty it. I like that over. I've brought that up in around the bases, so I can get on that board with that over with you. I'm also going to like the over in Cardinals Marlins. I don't know where you had that one at, but at over 8, I'm certainly going to go ahead and come along. You've seen what the Marlins have been doing lately. Saw what they did yesterday against the right-hander. Their right-handed numbers are great at 266, 323, and 430 for a slash line. Great strikeout percentage at 22.1%. And the Cardinals are better than all of that. They strike out again at 19.1. We already mentioned that. 286, 360, and a 464 slash line. We mentioned their weighted runs created is at 128. So 2 great offenses versus right-handers. You get 2 right-handers on the mound and Yuri Perez and obviously Jack Flaherty. And then when you move over to the bullpens, the runs should keep coming. The Cardinals have the worst bullpen right now. Worst ERA, worst FIP, worst opponent's batting average. It's all shit coming out of the Cardinals team, and you heard what the hell Squirrel said with lobbing a ball over the first baseman's head. And then the Marlins come in about 20th. No, they're in the bottom 10 in their own right in the bullpen. They've got a terrible opponent's batting average, 273, ERA 5. Their FIP's 382. It's all bad out of their bullpen, too. So I may double dip here and do their over hits at 16.5 and do the over 8. Should be nothing but runs early and often in a plenty in that game. So that'll be the best bet today, though. Take the over in that game between the Cardinals and the Marlins. All right, double play. Gotta give out our favorite parlay today. What's your favorite parlay today, Squirrel? I got Bill.
I think if you're gonna make a parlay, you have to include the Guardians on the money line. At least I certainly would. I don't know why you wouldn't. The starting pitcher is terrible. The strikeout rates are terrible for the Royals. I mean, we saw the Twins game yesterday. I had asked you, does this go over or does it stay under? Because the Royals don't contribute, and they didn't contribute anything. And you could have done anything with the Twins there. That run line we talked about, the under we talked about, and it all would have come in. I expect a fairly similar result here today. I think the Guardians run it up, and I don't think the Royals do much. So that has to be pretty much a staple in any parlay, I would think. Other than that, if you wanted two-team money line, I would sway more towards the Dodgers. I would stay away from the Tigers, even though they are heavily juiced. Obviously, I'm on the Oakland Athletics, so I might go Dodgers and the Guardians. But I definitely think, Guardians is another one. If you want to straight bet it and you wanted to take a run line, much like we tried to do yesterday on the Twins, certainly would not blame you for that at all.
Yeah, you saw how much the Royals are struggling with Lopez going a complete game shutout. Or complete game, maybe not a shutout, but a complete game. Had all the strikeouts.
It was a shutout. It was 5-0. Yes, it was.
Yeah, complete game shutout. So I do like the Guardians. I agree with you. They've got all the matchups or all the advantages. Massive hitting. I mean, you want to talk about massive. Obviously, Royals are dead last below the Mendoza line. They're actually the only team hitting below the Mendoza line versus right-handers at 197. One of the worst weighted runs created we've seen all season long at 41. I agree with you with the Guardians. I would probably just do the Guardians on the run line because the bullpen advantage is so big, the starters and the offense, it's all massive. I'd probably do Guardians run line alone at minus 105. I'm trying to find a second team to parlay it, though, so I can do, like yourself, a two-team parlay. That Dodgers made me a touch nervous. Urias, shaky. Pirates hit left-handers.
If you're going to make a parlay and we're going to be a little bit degen anyway, we could go for an over. You could take the Guardians and go for an over and do either the Mets and Diamondbacks or the Rangers and Red Sox. I would do one of those paired with the Guardians, and I wouldn't have any problem with that.
See, both of those bullpens for the Diamondbacks and Mets, both of their whips and both of their opponents' batting average are in the top 10 in terms of how good they are. So I can't.
Okay, so how about the Rangers and Red Sox then?
Yeah, let me see if I can do a tease line. I don't need that full over 10. I don't need that much juice. I just need a little bit. Let's see. Let's get a teaser. I'm more than likely going to bet in this sucker. So let's see. We could take over. Let's just do over 7.5. Yeah, see that parlay comes at minus 110. Guardians money line over 7.5 minus 110. I like it. That'll be my parlay. Rangers Red Sox over 7.5. Rangers Red Sox over 7.5. Guardians money line minus 110. All right, let's go ahead and throw up all of our bets on the screen. That's what we do here in the closer. Throw up all those bets, and then let's talk about everything with rapid fire. Come on back to the comments section and pick up your comments. Perfect. Let me throw mine up here. Did you want to rerun through your bets real quick while I get this up here? It'll only take me half a second.
Yeah, sure. I just talked about Mets and Diamondbacks over 10. We agreed then on the Rangers Red Sox. I bet over 9.5. You teased it down. The WNBA, I do like that. Connecticut Sun minus 9.5. I believe that's going to 10. So if you want to grab that, well, you can. WNBA has been fantastic. The record, I don't have too many bets into July because we've only completed 5 days, but I'm 7-2, I think, to start the month in WNBA so far. So that's going well.
Yeah.
Other than that, picks are my underdog, and we'll get to some stuff here in rapid fire as well. So.
All right, pulling it up. Sorry about that. Here we go.
It's huge. That's what she said. What?
No, right. It's of course. We're gonna need to move us over.
Of course. We didn't need to.
So yeah, NRFI of the day. Cubs Brewers minus 120. NRFI of the day. Told you it's over at Caesars. Cardinals Marlins over 8. I'm going to take that Reds Nationals over 17.5 hits. I'm going to do over 18.5 hits in Red Sox Rangers. I'm now going to do over 16.5 hits in Cardinals Marlins. And then the pitching props that I mentioned right there. And Guardians run line, just way too many goddamn advantages in that game to not like the run line. So sign me up. Let's hop into a rapid fire. And then let's also jump on into the comment section and see what you guys are talking about. First, it's over under of 9.5 in Reds Nationals. Plus 110 for the Reds. Nationals minus 130. I like the Reds. I like the over. The total has fallen half a run since we've sat here.
No, Jason, you're wrong. I'm disagreeing with you. It's the under 10. You're not correct. I'm kidding.
But we both like
Just
the
trying to-
Reds. We certainly both like the Reds.
Yeah.
All right, you're on the under. Do you
In
still
terms
like
of value,
it? Do you
yeah,
still
it's
like
good.
it at 9.5? I know that. I mean, that's people will say, "Oh, it's only half a run." That's a game changer because you come off the push. So, do you like the under at 9.5?
Yeah, but I bet it at 10. So, but yeah, I would still take it 9.5. Yeah.
Athletics and Tigers over under of 9. Athletics plus 145. Tigers minus 170.
I like the A's and I like Hogan Harris over 3.5, even though I have to pay juice to do it for strikeouts.
Hold on a second.
Hulk Hogan's gonna cash today. It's gonna be great. Hulk Hogan, slam it.
The Tigers did anything off of that left-hander yesterday. So that one's tough.
Just bet the A's and bet Hulk Hogan over 3.5.
Taking over 9. I'm just going to do over 9 and not worry about a winner. Taking over 9. Over 9 instead. Cubs and Brewers over under of 8. Cubs minus 105. Brewers minus 115. This series has not played out by the stats. It's been an under series on the paper. It's gone over in both of the first 2 games. I can't quite recall what it did yesterday. What did it do yesterday? A 4-3 game. So the under hit finally, like the stats would have suggest. I'll probably go back to the under again today. We'll probably go back to it and see if it can't go 2 for 2 in this series, as it should on paper. And in terms of a winner, it's really just the Cubs. So Cubs minus 105 and under 8. What about for you?
Let's see. I'm just trying to dig up some. Who's
I didn't get
Brewers
that.
pitcher?
Could you try again?
Oh.
I think my phone thought I said, hey, and then the word.
Oh, I thought that was
because
on my
they don't.
computer. Dude, I thought that was on my computer. I was like, what was that?
I did not say
who's the
word.
who's
See,
the
that just
pitcher
shows
for
that
the
these damn
Brewers?
things are just creeping. They're creeping and listening to
Yeah,
every
they are.
single word we
It's
say. I don't like
horrible.
it.
Yeah.
I didn't activate you, woman.
Marcus Stroman, I have to go over 5.5. Not that I've bet this, but that's where the projection edge would be. And who's the Brewers pitcher?
The Brewers are throwing Peralta.
Okay, I don't think I have one for him. So,
Okay.
if you're looking for a pitcher prop, over 5.5 for Marcus Stroman, which
Okay.
I guess would maybe contribute
man,
to your under.
Just be careful. Not saying just because you didn't cash yesterday, but Steele had a great opportunity to hit over 5.5 and ended it on the hook. So you were there. Never can complain about being on the hook with the chance to cash. But I don't know. Maybe a little too much familiarity. I don't know. Didn't quite come home yesterday. Blue Jays, White Sox over under of 9. Blue Jays minus 125. White Sox plus 105. It's Blue Jays in game 1 with Barrios up against Lance Lynn. Blue Jays should actually crush everything Lance Lynn is throwing. Especially, he's a fastball-heavy guy. Blue Jays are really good. I like Blue Jays minus 125, but would also probably take an over 9 in game 1.
Yeah, I can go with both of those. I didn't bet anything in the game, but I understand where you're coming from with it.
Cardinals, Marlins, again, I like over 8. That was one of the best bets, or that was the best bet today, actually. Cardinals
It
plus
does make a lot of
105,
sense,
Marlins minus 125. I'll stick to the over 8. It's an easy over for me.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense because, well, I mean, just from what I've seen anyway, which is fairly limited, but the last night's game, both teams were hitting. It didn't matter who, if it was Arenado or, Goldschmidt or whatever, they were crushing. And obviously the Marlins with, your Arias and other guy's name I can't think of.
Again, Cardinals, worst ERA, worst FIP, worst whip, worst opponent's batting average coming out of that bullpen the last 10 days. Not much relief happening when the starters get exited that game, so over 8. Phillies and Rays over under of 9, plus 110 for the Phillies. Rays minus 130. Sean Armstrong, didn't know a hell of a lot of him before a couple hours ago, but he's a right-hander that probably won't pitch too deep into this game. Sanchez is going to get rocked by the Rays. They hit left-handers way too strong. And then I want that Rays bullpen. I want the Rays at minus 130.
Oh, do you not want an over? It would make sense then, right?
Yeah, Phillies, the way they hit right-handers, it justifies an over.
Cool.
Their
I'm taking
bullpen
that.
scares me, though. If the Phillies are able to race out to the lead, though, then your over's in trouble because that bullpen is humming right along right now to clamp it down. So, but yeah, I like the Rays just to win the game a little bit more than I like the over. So it's Rays for me. Orioles and Yankees over under of 8.5. Orioles minus 135. Yankees plus 115. Well, the way Severino's been pitching, how can you not like an over in this game? All he does is get his ass beat on the mound. So I like an over here. Kyle Bradish should get hit by a Yankees team. So I'll take over 8.5.
Okay. I don't know. I watched some of this game last night with the Orioles and Yankees. The Yankees had a 2-run lead and then blew it 4-2. And then I think I turned it off. It didn't end there, but what game are we on
Yankees
in
Orioles
this series?
Oh,
This would be, or I guess, let me see. Are they avoiding a sweep?
nah.
They are not.
Each of those teams have won a couple or won at least one.
Yeah, I know I don't care for Severino, but I lean Yankees, so.
Okay. Yankees is a dog. Yep. Yankees is a dog. Plus 115. Royals and Guardians over under of 9. Royals plus 185. Guardians minus 215. We didn't really talk about Tanner Bibby, or at least I personally did. I know you did. Boy, I was looking at over 17.5 outs. It's a parlay piece. It's super juicy. I think that's good. Over on his strikeouts. I mean, the Royals just suck. I just pivoted more to the run line because that's where you're getting all the advantages from the start all the way until the last pitch. So, but if you want to go for a prop within there and back Bibby, hard not to. I'm sticking to the run line. Minus 105.
Yeah, I didn't take it, I guess, but I mentioned Tanner Beebe under 6.5 earlier. It's a lot. I mean, he could end up with a lot because the Royals are that bad. I do, however, like the over because Royals didn't contribute anything against the Twins. I don't think they get shut out back to back. They could, but even if they contribute a couple of runs at all, I think the Guardians tee off so hard that it goes over the 9 or 9.5 it's at. So I'd probably do Guardians over, Tanner Beebe under 6.5 strikeouts.
Rangers and Red Sox over under of 10. Minus 140 for the Rangers. Red Sox plus 120. Over. I'll take the over.
That's where I'm at. I did not pick a side.
Yeah, tough.
I took the over.
I would probably just want the plus 120 in my pocket while I watch that game, but I'd much rather we hold on to an over. But if I'm holding on to a side, yeah, I'd rather have the plus money. Mets and Diamondbacks plus 115 Mets. Diamondbacks minus 135. Over under of 10. I'm only going to do the F5 over. Those bullpens are going to shut this game down when it becomes late. I only want the F5 over. I do not want the full game over. Two good bullpens right now for my liking. Give me
Yeah, I did
over.
take the full game, but either way, at least it's an over. I feel that I'm on the right end of it, the right direction, going up.
I probably like my Diamondbacks minus 135 better. We've actually talked about Carrasco's home and away splits previously. I would like Diamondbacks at minus 135. Pirates and Dodgers over.
It makes sense with their with their offense being better than the Mets. It does make sense.
Pirates Dodgers over under of 8.5. Pirates plus 185. Dodgers minus 215. With the way the Pirates hit left-handers, I'm encouraged to take an over 8.5 here. Dodgers probably win the game, but I'm not going to minus 215. The way the Pirates hit left-handers, it's too strong for me. They have a chance to keep it close and competitive, and in that scenario, obviously I'd rather have the 185 than a minus 215. So I'll just take the over 8.5.
I ended up playing the under, but only from a numbers perspective, and I didn't, sit there and factor in versus a left-hander today and all that. I do expect Julio Urias to get a decent amount of strikeouts though as well. So maybe it goes a little bit against what you're saying, but that's why we do the show, right?
Yeah. All right, let's jump into this comment section. Catch up on any questions that may have come down. We've got Nebraska. Let me actually, I don't like how that stuff happens there every day. There, now we got nice and clean. We got Nebraska asking about Flaherty over 17.5 outs. Well, it's off the surface.
Probably
I don't like it,
no.
A, I like the over. A, I already know how the Marlins
numbers are offensively. Let's just get a peek at Flaherty's hit rate, but off surface, I don't want any part of that. It's hitting 3 of the last 5. That's good. It's hitting 4 of the last 6. It's hitting 5 of the last 8. I don't know. Marlins are too good offensively right now to back that. Have the Cardinals won an effing game in this series? Loss. Yeah. Quick hook. They want to get a win in this series. Quick hook. I'm already liking the over. I don't like Flaherty over 17.5 outs. Eric, what's up, man? Saying what up to the squirrel. What's up, Eric? You also like the under. You're probably talking about the Reds Nationals when he was talking. So, all right. Eric's on board with you on the under. Nebraska, Gulf End won the first set. Oh, nice. Hell yeah, I didn't see that. Good. Finish it. Let's get the win there. I wonder what Cherundola's doing. I have to look back at that. Same question there. Sorry, it took a while. Morning, Tim. And everybody saying it thought there was their phone. No, just the crazy old lady over here. All right, there we go, fellas. Lock it in. Lock in the bets. Hop on over to hockeysquirrel.com. Of course, he'll have more plays coming out throughout the rest of the day, so you don't want to miss that. So
tons, dude. The volume has been through the roof lately. So if you like volume and you want to struggle to keep up with how many bets are coming out every day, that is the place to be. So, yeah, I mean, right now we got Summer League going on. We got WNBA, which is going fantastic. MLB. Too many acronyms, dude. MLB has been a little bit of the struggle, but it's because it's such a grind. And, this happens, I think, in the back half of every long season, whether it's NHL or MLB, which happen to be moneyline sports each. The good teams are identified, and then people bet those heavily, and, the randomness, the variance happens. It's just a tough thing, I think, to bet on. But you get stuff like the Athletics yesterday, 12-3. Like it was something I wouldn't have touched with a 20-foot pole, but it was the right side.
Right.
So,
all right,
yeah,
guys,
it's rough.
And then, of course, we'll leave you with, don't forget about the NRFI Hang, 6 House of Glories. We need NRFI Nation in attendance for today's
What time is
special
that
meeting at 1
Central?
p.m. Central Time. 1 p.m. Central Time. Come here to this YouTube channel, sweat out 6 House of Glories, Cubs, Brewers. We'll see you then, guys. Good luck with your bets, and have yourself a good one.
See ya.